think we're going to get a bump off of last quarter's number. We're looking for 2. The street's looking for 3. It's going to be important that, you know, they hit that 2 to 3% number. But to your point on a trend, I don't know that this one quarter is going to set that trend. So I think for the stock to get, you know, real upward momentum, we're going to have to see more consistency in quarters to come.
Is there any chance that we'll ever see a split between the U.S. and the Chinese business, right? One's mature, one's where they're pinning all the growth on. Does it make sense to do that?
You know, at some point it will, and I think the China number will be interesting tonight. If you look at the restaurants and the retailers that have reported so far, China's been okay. So I don't think we have too much concern there. Now, if the number is concerning on the print, I think we should take a look at that because remember, they've accelerated development in China, and there's a little bit of cannibalization that can fall into that number. So we might not be able to take that number at face value, and we're going to have to dig a little bit into China tonight.
How does Starbucks get the consumer to go back in the afternoons? I mean, that's really the problem, right? They don't sell as strongly in the afternoons as in the morning, so they're missing out on a whole day part.
Right. You know, we heard Duncan earlier this earnings season talk about the afternoon day part getting better, and I think that's a very fascinating point. It's really re-engagement, but this is the Starbucks DNA. They have a leg up. This is what the brand's built on. They have scale, and they really need to engage the customer, and that doesn't mean just digitally, but really with that emotional third place connection that they've always done. Somehow that got a little bit lost along the way in this digital revolution.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how would you characterize execution from the CEO level?
Credibility. I think that they have
Has there been a lack thereof? Is that what you mean?
I think they have an opportunity to gain that back, to earn that back, and I think, you know, what the print is, that matters partially, but how they guide and the opportunity to be a little bit more conservative in that manner and then beat those numbers or at least achieve them, I think that will allow them to earn back that credibility, and I think that's going to be very important for the stock going forward. Yeah,
well, because you're speaking really to what was one of the issues not that long ago, right? It was the guidance versus the result that seemed to call the credibility, into question.
Right, and they've had some turnover. I mean, these things happen naturally. You know, Howard Schultz is out. With that, there's a regime change. All of these things are natural and normal, but they are disruptive. I think it will be very important to meet the new CFO, to understand the way they want to guide going forward, and to see, you know, what the main drivers are for the U.S. Underlying that, China is a great opportunity. The Nestle alliance is a great opportunity. Many pieces of business have become incrementally asset light. So when that U.S. comp does turn, you could see a re-rating on the multiple to these other pieces of the businesses that aren't as capital intensive.